Hey everyone and welcome to the club. Today I'm going to be showing you how to draw Sakura from Naruto. Let's get started at the top of our page with the upper eyelid. So I'm going to move over to the left side and we're going to draw a curve. From the outside we're going to go up and then pull that down and then in. We're going to move over to the right side and do the same. So let's leave a gap in the center, start in the inside, curve up and then back down on the outside. From the outside, we're going to draw two short angled lines coming down and then in. Now let's go in and thicken up the upper eyelid. From the outside, we're going to angle up and out. Now we're going to curve along the top and just taper towards the inside. We'll fill the upper area in black. Let's go ahead and do the same thing on the right side. Starting at the top, we're just going to taper out to the side, and then angle down and in. And we're just going to fill this in black. Now we're going to tuck the eyes in underneath the eyelid. So on the left side, we're going to draw a half circle. Starting from the top, curve around to the bottom, and back up to the top. We want to leave a little bit of an overlap on the inside. Let's do the same thing on the right. At the bottom of each eye, I'm going to draw a straight line going across. On the top left of each eye, I'm going to draw a circle for a highlight, starting on the left. And then we'll move over to the right and just line this up. In the center of each eye, I'm going to draw a small circle for the pupil. So I'm going to tuck this in underneath the highlight, going around, and then fill that in black. Let's do the same thing on the right. Now we're going to move up and draw on the eyebrow. Starting on the left side, we're going to step up, curve over the eye, and then we'll just pull that down. We're going to do the same thing on the right. Curving up, and then out. On the inside, we're just going to turn this up, going in with an angled line. Now we're just going to thicken up the eyebrow. Starting from the outside, we're just going to taper up, and then in. Now in the center, we're going to move down and draw the nose. So it's a V shape. Starting in the center, we'll draw a point. From that point, we'll angle up and out towards the left, and then the right. And then directly below the nose, we're going to add the mouth. So a short curve from left to right, going down, and then up. Stepping down, we'll draw a shorter curve for the lower lip. Let's add some eyelashes. So on the outside corner, we're going to draw an angled line. We're going to do this 3 times, leaving a little even spaced gap in between. Now let's move up and draw in the center widow's peak. Start with a point. From this point, we're going to curve up and out toward the left, and then the right. Now we're going to draw in the first hairbang. On the left side, we're going to curve down towards the eyebrow. We'll do the same thing on the right. Now we're going to taper this back up, curving out and then in. Now going back to the center, we're going to draw the hairline. Starting from the center, we're going to curve out and over on both sides. Now we're going to add a couple curves on the inside for some texture. Stepping out, just follow that same curve. We're going to do that a few times going across on both sides. Now we're going to draw the hair coming down the side of the face. From the top, we'll step down, curve around just on the corner of the eyelash, and come back in. Do the same thing on the right, curving around, going around the eyelash, and then back into the same height. Now let's take the ends and taper up to create one point. Now we're going to add another point right beside it, curving down and out. Now again, pulling this back up a little bit further. Now we're going to go down one more time with a shorter curve. Now from the ends, we're going to go around the side of the head and then come down. So let's start on the left side, curve around, coming up just above the eye to right about there. Now we're going to do a hard turn coming in towards the center, but we're going to leave a gap in the middle, coming into right about there. Let's do the same thing on the right. Now again, we're going to pull this in, leaving a space in the middle. Now let's move back in and draw on the bottom of the face. So in line with the nose, on the side of the hair, I'm going to curve down and then in towards the chin. We're going to work our way back up towards the right side. We're going to round up the chin, curve out, and then up. Let's add in the hairband. From this point, we're going to step out, curve up in the middle, and pull that back down on the right side. In between these 2 points, we're going to step up and draw a slight curve. Now let's trim this out on the inside. Just following that same curve all the way around, and then the same thing along the bottom. Let's add the symbol to the center of the headband. So from the center, we're going to move over towards the right and draw a swirl, going around and pulling that in. At the top, we're just going to draw a short angle line going out, and then from the side, we're going to come down at an angle and then go straight across towards the bottom of the swirl. On the left side, I'm going to show a little bit of the hairband coming down. So in behind the spike, we're going to come down and out. We're going to square this off, going down with an angle. Now we're going to taper this back up in behind the head, going up. Now before we draw on the rest of the hair, I'm going to draw on the body. So let's start with the collar first. Just below the chin, we're going to step down, start with a point. From this point, we're going to curve up and out towards the left, and then up and out towards the right. And we're going to curve this back in behind the head, going up. Let's add the neck. So leaving a gap in the center, on the left side, we'll draw a straight line coming down on both sides. Now let's draw on the side of the collar. From the corners, we're going to draw a short line coming down. Now we're going to leave a gap for the arms. We're going to step down and draw on the side of the dress. Stepping down, curve out, and we'll just pull that back in. Do the same thing on the right. Stepping down, curve out, and then back into the same height. We'll connect these 2 points with a wave. Start by curving down, up, and then down. Now in the center, we're going to add an angled stripe. So leaving a gap in the center, to the left side, we're going to come down with a straight line, and we'll angle down and out towards the right side. Now we're just going to trace this out on the right. And then in the center here, we're going to draw a circle, starting from the top. And then we're going to trace this out on the inside. So stepping in. Now let's add the trim along the side and bottom. Starting on the left side, we're just going to taper this down towards the bottom corner. We're going to do the same thing on the right. Curving down. And we're going to follow that same wave from left to right. Now let's move back up and draw on the arms. I'm going to have the arms on the hips. So from this point, I'm going to step down, draw an angled line going out on both sides. Now we're going to come down and in with a short line towards the top of the hand. And then we're going to go straight across in towards the side of the body. Now let's draw on the outside of the arm. From the corner of the collar, we're going to angle down and out towards the elbow. Do that on both sides. Now from here, I'm going to curve around the side of the arm in towards the hand. I'm going to come down and curve that in. We're going to leave a little bit of space in between the body. From here, we're going to step out, curve down, and then in behind the body. From this point, I'm going to step out and draw a short line for the finger. Let's do the same thing on the right. From the elbow, come down at an angle, and then curve it in. I'm going to step back, curve the finger in behind the body. Now from this point, we're going to step out, draw a short line coming down. Now let's add in the sleeves. About halfway along the arm, from the top, we're going to curve out, and then in. We'll step in and just draw a trim. We'll do the same thing on the right. Now let's add the legs. We're going to leave a gap in the center. On the left side, we're going to draw an angled line coming down and out towards the left, and then the right. We're going to round out the bottom of the feet. From the heel, we'll curve down and go up. From the end of the foot, I'm going to curve up and then down. Now we're not going to go all the way down. We're going to leave a little bit of space for the sole. Stop right about there. Now this curve, we're going to duplicate it right up above. And then from the top, I'm going to taper this out and then back down. Let's do the same thing on the right. Curve the top of the foot, and then come down to right about here. From the sole, curve across towards the front of the foot. Now at the top of the foot, we're going to curve around and then down. From the top of the foot, I'm going to curve out the side of the leg, going up and then in just below the hand. Now let's add some toes to the slippers. From the top, we're just going to curve around. Just going to add a few curves for the toes. We'll add 3 per side. Now let's add the cuff of the shoe. From the top, curve down, and then back up on the inside of the leg. We'll step up and just draw the top trim. Just below the hips, we're going to step down and draw a straight line just for the edge of the shorts. Now let's move back up and finish off the hair. So in the center, we're going to step up, right in the middle, start with a point. Now from this point, I want to curve out and then back down along the side of the head. And come down a little bit further than the outside point. Go to the top and do the same thing on the right side. And then from here, we're going to angle up and in, and then we'll come down in behind this ribbon. Let's do the same thing on this side, going up and in. Now here we're going to come down towards the bottom. We're going to go back up, come back down to the last point, go back up again, aiming towards the center of the face, and then we'll pull this down in behind the arm. Let's take that and flip it over on this side. So we start on top of the shoulder, going up and out. We'll add 1 point here, and we'll go back up underneath the ribbon, and that's pretty much it. There we have it. There's Sakura from Naruto. I hope you enjoyed today's lesson. Make sure you subscribe and send me your requests in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again soon.